Hey guys, for my first ever video on this platform, I'll be doing a Speedroid deck profile. Speedroids are a very cool archetype, in my opinion, that are able to pump out such strong either level 3 Xyzs or high level synchros, sure with a lot more effort than other decks, but I find the combo lines super cool. I run this deck all the time. And let's just get on into it. I run 3 Speedroid Take Tomborg. This card is your, after your extender of Speedroid Terratop or Marble Machine, you want to add this, special it, tribute, use its effect to tribute itself to special summon out a tuner. This card is amazing. I love its design. I love how it works in this deck. Is such a good piece. We're also running 3 Win the Wind Chandler. This card is just so good for this strategy, because you can send it itself and another wind monster to the graveyard and get a wind monster from your deck. So this can get you either Speedroid Terratop, Marble Machine, and Droll and Lockbird, which is part of this deck because of the current format and how everything's shaping up. Droll is going to be such a heavy hitter. Now we're also running 3 Ash and the 3 Droll. These are your really good hand traps. I mean, like, insanely good hand traps. Droll because it can stop searches entirely, and Ash because it can prevent them. And Negate, and it does not destroy, it just negates, which I love, because let's give the opponents a solid chance. Let's give them a chance. Let's show them what we're made of. So those are our main monster-related hand traps. We have 3 more coming up in the trap section. We're running 2 Speedroid Terratop, our main combo starter for Speedroids. Our main Speedroid starter that's not non-engine. This thing's amazing. You can special summon it, add a Speedroid monster from deck to hand. It's really good. It can get you to stuff like Take Tomborg and Card Turbo, which can special summon if you have a wind. And luckily enough, if you can see here, Terratop is a wind monster, so you can easily summon those out. Love Terratop. Love its design. I love what it can do also for the deck like Take Tomborg. Now we're running 2 Marble Machine. These are in case if your Terratop here gets impermed or ashed, you can just do the same thing with Marble Machine by having to use up your normal summon, which doesn't matter because you run High Speed Rubber Band Shooter. And High Speed Rubber Band Shooter can cheat out these cards so easily. These normal summon cards that are really good. So that is a problem with this deck though, is its amount of normal summons compared to special summons. But you'll see rather quickly that that's not really a problem. We're also running 2 Dendaiko Duke. You want to try and get these boys in the graveyard as much as possible, because you can tribute them. Not tribute. You can banish these from graveyard and special summon a tuner from your graveyard, level 3 or lower. And this card, or just any Speedroid tuner. Sorry, not level 3 or lower. I'm thinking probably of another card, but this card's really good. It's a really good graveyard card, and we're going to be sending it off something, which I'm hopefully going to be talking about in the next couple of seconds here. Yeah, in the next couple seconds. Dice, these are your tuners that you try and want to go for with Take Tomborg, because they can level modulate from 1 to 6 for any Speedroid monster, so these are really good. Or you can just use these as a way to, you can't modulate anything else. Yeah, no, you can use these as just a normal level 1 tuner if you really need it. These can help you get out any synchro monster from 7 all the way down to 2. So these are just really good for this deck. Now to Card Turbo, these play off really well as a level 3 special summon tuner, and they also have a really good graveyard effect, which makes it so if you banish it and another Speedroid monster, all wind monsters gain 800 attack for the rest of the turn. And so for a lot of the extra deck monsters, that 800 attack can mean game for a lot of things. So Card Turbo, really good of, just in case if one gets destroyed or something and you already used it, you can just use it again. Now here's what you're trying to send Dendaiko Duke with, Speedroid Duplicate, all your graveyard effects with, because it is such a good normal summon. You can send a Speedroid monster from deck to grave, which obviously will be Duke. And then let's say you already have dice on the field, you can synchro off into like a level 4 like Herald of the Arclight, banish Dendaiko, get out dice again, and then just synchro even more. I'm not running Herald of the Arclight, that's just a really good example I can think of, but Ultra Hound is such a good card to send things to graveyard with. And there's a lot of graveyard effects that really profit off having Ultra Hound as their way to get to them. So, yeah. We also run 2 Kashtira Unicorn. I don't think 3 is needed because we're already running 2 Speedroid Terratop and 3 Win the Wind Chandler. But if you wanted 3 and a Cashier Birth, there are 2 cards in our spell section that can easily be replaced with another Unicorn and another Birth. I just think 2 and no Birth is super good because these are going to be able to play easily off your card turbos, your Dendeco Dukes, stuff like that. So these into an easy Baron. This is just an easy Baron, which I love. Now into our one-os, we run 1 Fukimadoshi and 1 Double Yo-Yo. These are your targets that you want to have with High Speedroid Rubber Band Shooter, because you'll banish Kite Drake, High Speedroid Kite Drake, and pick these 2, and you have to hope that Yo-Yo is your prime target, because Yo-Yo can target a level 3 or lower Speedroid monster in your graveyard and special it, which could be Dice, whatever, and then you can synchro off into a level 7 or whatever you need. And Fukimadoshi excavates, so let's say you weren't able to get Droll off Win the Wind Chandler, or you need to get a hand trap interruption. Fukimadoshi is your guy. Or girl. I don't know. But yeah, just super useful cards. Amazing for this deck as normal summons or specials. Which this is a special summon related, this is normal. So you really want to get this. This is fine, but you really want this. Now for our spells, we run 3 Speedroid Wheels. These are really good to get into your Speedroid monsters. These could even serve as further extenders to some of your synchros because you activate it, discard 1, boom. Which this could be used for Duplicate, Dendeco Duke, stuff like that. Or Ultra Hound, which Ultra Hound has a banish effect, which I forgot to mention, where you can banish it and shuffle back a Speedroid monster of any level, and you can special summon a Speedroid tuner from your extra deck with the exact same level but a different name. So it is really good to have 3 of Wheel because you can 1 extend and 2 get your graveyard effects out. Now for the second 3 of, we run 3 Speed Recovery. These are not once per turn, so you can target a Speedroid monster and special summon it 3 different times if you actually have open 3, which I don't think will happen. It could easily happen, don't get me wrong, but it won't really happen, I think, as much as it's expected to. But these are just generic, really good spells for this deck. This can pull out so many strong Speedroid monsters. Speedroid graveyard monsters that you need, for example, like tuners, special summons that you... This is really good if you use High Speedroid Rubber Band Shooter, you have this in your hand, they picked Yo-Yo, the special Yo-Yo did your thing, and you just Speedroid Recovery the Fukimadoshi back. So that can be a really good extender. Now we're running 2 Cyclone. These are the 2 cards that you could replace with another Cashier Unicorn and a Birth. But I really like these because a lot of decks use spell cards that search, add, do whatever, and if you banish them with Cyclone, they just don't work. And Cyclone is a good counter, I think, in this format for budget. This is a very strongly cheap deck. There's not a lot of price put into it because of Rarity Collection. It reduces a lot of the prices for this deck, which I love. I mean, don't get me wrong. I can't wait for that second Rarity Collection to come out. But these are so good against a lot of the good decks that need spells to search. So running 2 Cyclone, I think, is perfectly fine over a 3rd Cashier Unicorn and a Birth. Now we're running 3 Infinite Imperms. These are just generically good, going first or going second, because you can either stop an opponent's entire column, or you can activate it from hand if you control no monsters and just negate what they're doing if you're going second. So really good card. I haven't seen it personally. It does serve its uses though, don't get me wrong. It serves a lot of use. And then Duplicate, of course, only one Duplicate because this card you're sending anyway. It's serving one purpose if you really need it to. And this card's just really like a, if you need it, you need it. If you don't need it, you don't need it kind of situation. So yeah. Now onto the extra deck. For our Synchro Dragon related monsters, we're running 1 Clearwing, 1 High Speedroid Clearwing, 1 Fast Dragon, and 1 Synchro Dragon. This will stop extra deck monsters effects. This will stop level 5 or higher destruction related ones. This will bomb an entire field if you roll 6-sided die, and it will gain... During the main phase, you can roll 6-sided die and shuffle 1 monsters from your graveyard into your deck up to the result. Then you can destroy cards your opponent controls to the number of cards total, and if you do, this card gains 500 attack for each. Really good going, like, if you win turn 1, you survive your opponent's turn, your turn 2. Really good card to try and pull out. Fast Dragon, like I said, stops extra deck, and Crystal Clearwing can make itself immune and all that fun stuff. So, just a really good card. Really like it. It's the boss Synchro Dragon monster of this entire deck. Now for the high Speedroids, we're running 2 Cork Shooter. These are your really good Speedroid, Speedroid tuners. Sorry, I don't know why I tripped up on that. Because you can special summon it out with Ultrasound ignoring the effect, or you can special summon it out using Terror Top and Dice. Dice obviously modulating Terror Top to 2 to re-special summon to make Cork Shooter, then to special summon a wall back. There's also Kineto Speedroid's Power Trap, which can be really good and useful. It just depends on what you're needing at that current time. Then Rubber Band Shooter, this is really good final, like, this is the reaching the end of your combo card, or you just really need it to, like, extend off your combo. It's really good. It can get you a lot of normal summons pretty easily, a second normal summon pretty easily. I just love the card. Now for our generic high speed roids, we're running 1 Goito, 1 Chambara, 1 Kite Drake. You can use this card, don't get me wrong, but I banish this a lot with Rubber Band Shooter's effect to be able to get out the Fukimadoshi and Double Yo-Yo to be able to be summoned. But Kite Drake is a very good card. Don't get me wrong, you don't want to throw that away all the time. You would rather throw away Chambara, which Chambara is just a really good, strong attack card. It really just depends on what you need, and Goita is a really good extender to be able to be used. So yeah, that's fun. Now for just our generics. Running 1 Totem Bird, 1 Charge Warrior, 1 Stardust, and 1 Baron. Baron just has a good generic, really strong synchro. Stardust Chariot for draw power. Totem Bird, because it can negate a spell or trap. Can't come up a lot because we run a lot of level 3s. Stardust Dragon to negate destruction effects just entirely. This will be replaced at some point in time. Stardust is a placeholder for a second high-speed Rubber Band Shooter, but this also can be used a lot, can come up in situations if you know what you're doing. Now for the side, we're running 2 Lightning Storm, 3 Nib, 3 Ghost Spell, 3 Dark Ruler No More, and a Terraforming and 2 Synchro World, because I think these can combo extend. I haven't tested a whole lot with Synchro World. I think it's just a really good card to have with a Synchro-related deck, because you can combo extend so much better with it, because if you get this first off, Synchro Summoning a bunch, you can increase or decrease the level of a face-up monster you control by 1. Special Summon the Tuner when you have 7 or 10 Special Summon 1 Synchro monster from Graveyard. Really good. So that is it for the side. Now we're going to show off a quick little combo that you can do with Speedroids. So I'm going to show off a 1-card combo and then a 2-card combo relating to Cashteering Unicorn. So actually, instead of doing 1 card, 2 cards, I think it would be better if we did test hands. Because test hands are really good just to showcase like what this deck can do on opening hands. This will be showing bricks, because there are going to be bricks, don't get me wrong. There are some things you just don't want to open, some things you do want to open, and if you don't get the things you want to open instead you get the things you don't want to open, it's just, you can possibly do nothing, or you can possibly do everything. So we're doing in the hypothetical that we're not going to get negated, and if we do, I'll talk about it, where we would probably get hit. And yeah, I mean, let's pray here. So I'm going to be doing a couple just to kind of showcase how this deck works. So in our open hand, we got Dendaiko Duke, Marble Machine Droll, Take Tomborg, and Terror Top. This is a good hand. So here's what you do. You'd special Terror Top. An effect. There's like the effect here. We can add any Speedroid monster from deck to hand. We're just going to add Card Turbo just to be ahead of the game. We're going to be ahead here and add Card Turbo. Now we're going to, because I control 1, we're going to special Tomborg and affect a Tomborg to tribute off into the Speedroid Red-Eyed Dice. And here's where I'm talking about where Dice is such a really good card. And, oh wait, I forgot. We have to backtrack here a little bit. If we were getting Ash on Terror Top or something, just normal Marble and add to Card Turbo, it'll do the same thing. You'll just have more resources on field. You'll just be expending more resources. But let's say we just don't we're negated here. We're going through still. Dice to target Terror Top to turn to 2. We're going to Synchro into our level 3 Cork Shooter. Now here's where Cork Shooter is just so good for this deck. Because now we're going to special summon back its materials tenfold. So now this is our 4th. Now we're going to use Dice to target Terror Top to turn to 6. And we're going to Synchro off into Clearwing Fast Dragon. Now here's where we get nibbed, probably. This is our best. This is their best nibbed hit. Granted, we have stuff to combo extend with, but this would be their best Nibiru hit if they decide to Nibiru. But if they do Nibiru, you can extend more. We'll backtrack here to this point in the game state if after I show the full combo here. And I'll showcase what will happen if we do get nibbed. So we synchro these two off. And here's kind of where you have to make the decision of, do you want to make Synchro Dragon or do you want to make Baron? Because Baron could probably be your easiest make, while Clearwing Synchro Dragon, it'll be your more harder one to make out with. Because Baron is just generically good. Clearwing Synchro Dragon is a very niche card, but you're already meeting at summoning requirements here with a Tuner Synchro and a Synchro monster. So you would be hitting its summoning requirements. So I would say do this first, or it all depends on preference. Let's just say we do Baron first. Actually, not Baron, sorry. Clearing. So now we have Crystal Clearing on board. Now what do? We're going to normal Marble using our first normal summon of the game. We're going to activate this effect to add one Speedroid monster from deck to hand. Now here's kind of where you're just adding to add. You don't have to add. We won't be adding. This should be where, like, if you don't have anything else in hand, just use this. And we're going to use Card Turbo effect because I control one special. Now we're going to link these two off, which they would both go into grave because you're tributing them. Or actually, that would, one more thing we go here. This special, that's not extra. Special High Speedroid Rubber Band Shooter, which he's a little bit off, but his effect, after the effect resolves, normal summon immediately. We're going to be banishing Kydrake, High Speedroid Kydrake, to reveal Fukimadoshi Piper and double Yo-Yo. Now, we want to have Yo-Yo, so we're going to shuffle them up. We got Yo-Yo. So we're going to normal Yo-Yo and use his... First, we have some Madushi to grave. Now, normal Yo-Yo. We're going to activate his effect to target a level 3 or lower and special it back. We're going to special some dice. And here's where kind of... Let's get a little jazzy. We're going to use dice to target Yo-Yo to turn to 5. Because here's where we can use Stardust Charge Warrior to our advantage. Kind of get that... Actually, no, we're going to try it to 7. Because now we're going to be clearing Synchro Dragon. So now we're here. That is the farthest I could go with the hand I could have gotten there. This is a really good board for what it's worth. If you get a really good hand, you can go even further into Barone. And let's say if we did make charge, we would have gone Wheel, which, you know, let's say hypothetically we did go charge. Special summon Stardust Charge Warrior. Effect to draw. We'd add Wheel. Effective Wheel. Scarred Dendaiko Duke into Graveyard. Let me get my dice here real quick. My deck box is right off to the side. Well, 6-sided die. We got a 4 to special summon out. We're gonna special. It's special here. What do we special? We're gonna special out Ultra Hound. Not for its effect. Its effect does not matter here. So boom. Now we're gonna use Duke Effect and Grave, banishing himself to special out Fuki Madoshi Piper. Or you could do dice. It won't come up here. Use Fuki Madoshi Piper effect to excavate about 4 cards because we control 4 win. We got dice, recovery, and recovery. We're gonna have recovery and put the rest at the bottom. Now we're gonna synchro off into using these two to special Barone. And now we'll activate recovery, targeting actually that'd be the end there. Yeah, that's where like that's like a prime place to end off that entire combo. So yeah, that's like your main combo line. You normally don't want to have Ultra Hound on the field because this could just be a really good just attack over it kind of thing. You could extend more, but you already have draw in hand. You're pretty much set. So back to earlier, if you got nibbed. If you were to be nibbed there, I don't think you would have been able to do anything. You could have easily just... You can link off, but also that could be like drolled, ashed, stuff like that. So I would say that would be the end of the combo there. But yeah, that's it for this video. I know it is a bit lengthy because I went into a lot of depth, hopefully. If there is any problems with this and you have anything like to add to it, any changes I could make, please let me know. Have a good rest of your afternoon, and see you guys hopefully on the next one. See ya.